The one you got to put.
Rodriguez batting. Brian Helm on deck. Left fielder Brian Hill. That's Lexington nothing. Wilson and James Rodriguez. replacing Aaron Reedley. Brian Ritchie pinch-hitting for Kelly Orr.
The best we show. We take. Donald Joseph. Come on, Brad! Hey!
They're on the board. Thank you, Zach. Catcher Joey Wilson. Catcher Hayes. The ball game is over.
Good luck down there.
Here, let me get in here a second.
Kokomo, 8 runs, 12 hits, 5 left. For Lexington, 1 run, no hits, 3 left. A no-hitter by Josh Carpenter. 15 strikeouts. I'm certain, as you are certain, that either one of these teams would have represented the Ohio Valley region very, very well in Abbeville. We wish Kokomo the very best. And Lexington, you had a great, great team.
On a great Ohio Valley regional tournament. Will you all please join me in saluting the young men from Lexington Southeast?
Yeah! Yeah! Good job, Blue!
It's not too often that you see a team play and lose in the first game, and they're still around when the championship game is being played. Congratulations. Kokomo, go home and get lots of rest, because a week from tomorrow you're going to get on an airplane and you're going to fly to Abbeville, Louisiana.
For Southeastern Lexington, Brad Alt.
Brad! Good job, Brad!
Matt Dell.
Go, Matt!
Josh Beetle Taylor.
Go, Vito!
Brian Ritchie.
Big B!
Todd Bass.
Big time!
Will Edwards.
Will!
Brandon Alexander.
Brandon!
Zach Staten.
Zach!
Joseph Stitt. Kelly Orr. Kyle Johnston. James Rodriguez.
Big!
Brian Helm, whose no-hitter helped to get him here. And Joey Wilson, 5 home runs in the tournament. And the managers and coaches. And Kevin McCarthy, excuse me, Kevin. Number 1, Kevin McCarthy. And the managers and coaches from Southeastern Lexington.
Good job, guys! Good job, Blue!
There are Southeastern Lexington, a great baseball team.
Good job, Blue!
People from Lexington Southeastern, at your 13 through 15 diamond, we will have a 14-year-old regional starting Friday at 12 o'clock. So come on over and watch some more baseball over the next few days there. Presenting the championship individual trophies will be Mr. Kirk Bushy.
Jason McFadden. Jeff Trueblood. Jeff Butler. Andrew Duck. Jared Cox. Aaron Ridley. Michael Williams. Jake Cummings. Mark Adams. Luke Hinkle. And Josh Carpenter. A no-hitter tonight. And he had a 3-home run game. And the coaches and manager from Kokomo, the champions of the Ohio Valley region.
Okay, Pip, Pip, winners. Come on down. Hold it tight, take the problem. 1, 2, 3. Pip, Pip. Okay, stay right there. Stay right there. 1, 2, 3. Pip, Pip. What are you playing? Hooray! All right.
He started last week. He wasn't much positive. He just wasn't.
Words. I want to tell you, Neil and I went down with Kevin and Matthew to the World Series, and you almost get depressed watching it because you walk away with a feeling like there was nobody down there we couldn't have beaten. Matter of fact, some of the teams we definitely would have beaten, I feel, and our pitching staff was better than any pitching staff down there. Nobody had anybody better than Josh Carpenter, and I don't think anybody had anybody better than Brian, James, and Joey. Our pitching staff would have held up real well because also the games were spread out. Instead of playing 2 and 3 and 4 games a day, like they were playing up here, they were playing 1 and 2 games a day down there. So you might play, if you're in a winner's bracket on Sunday, then not play again until Tuesday. If you win, you don't play until Thursday. And so they're able to go through in a winner's bracket with 2 pitchers. Even in a loser's bracket, they didn't play a doubleheader until the very last day. So it was disappointing, I guess, to even go down there and see what we missed out on. The field was immaculate. It was like playing on a golf course. It was like nothing you've ever seen. The only thing they didn't have a solid fence in the outfield. It was a Babe Ruth field. They brought the fences in, and it was a temporary fence. But they had seating for probably, 2,500, maybe more? They had over 5,000 people there one night when Abbeville played. And these books that are starting to float around, each of your kids will get, talks about all the World Series games except for the last 2, which were played yesterday. And I didn't get the information yet on that, so I couldn't go in the book. But in the final game, Kokomo came to the losers bracket, and they had the same problems we had, only they didn't play as many games as we did. Their pitching didn't last. They managed to beat Abbeville, the hometown team, in the last inning, 6-5, from what I understand. And they got the last 2 runs with 2 outs in the 6th to win the first game. And then they had no pitching left in the second game, and they got drilled 9-4. So Abbeville won it. And I would compare Abbeville to a Vincennes type team. You know, they were solid, but nothing flashy, no real hard throwers, nobody that really jumps out at you as a hitter, and that he's a tremendous hitter, but just a good all-around team. And of course, when you got 5,000 people cheering for you, and there's only 20 for the other team, it makes it a little easier. So anyway, Abbeville was a 1995 winner for Gambino. But our team would have done very, very well. When we left there, we felt that we were in a class with Kokomo, Kennewick, Washington, and North Carolina, and the other teams were all below where we were as a quality team. But hopefully this group will get a chance to prove that next year when they're 13. But not this year. Anyway, we've got some awards. Neil, you want to say anything about that Abbeville thing that I missed? Your perception of it?
Well, it's pretty much what Mark said, and it was quite impressive to go down there and see all that. It would have been nice to be as a team part of it, but maybe as 13-year-olds do something like that.
One thing they did is out there, 4 parents out there with push brooms dragging the field in between games. Took them about 10 minutes. They never ran a tractor on it, and it was unbelievable. I mean, the field was in perfect condition the whole time. Another thing that impressed me about it was the distance between home plate and the backstop. It had to be 25 to 35 feet. Had our team been down there and had to got to play on that field, we just run everybody wild. They would have never seen anything like our speed, and we never had that benefit playing at our field, or especially Harrison County, and even up in Vincennes. I mean, those backstops constantly stopped us. We never knew if the catcher missed the ball, whether it was going to bounce off the screen and come back to the catcher, or die at the backstop, and they were, you know, it was too close. The only way we could ever score is if it kicked off in one direction or the other. And you know, and several times we should have gone and didn't, and sometimes we went and like Joseph up in what was it, against Fern Creek, got caught at the plate. You know, we ran ourselves into outs because you never could be sure where the ball was going to go. And so it was tough decisions, and they weren't really penalized for bad catching in our tournaments like they were penalized down there at the World Series. And you know, some of our quicker people could have gone first to third on some passed balls. I mean, that's how far it was. So anyway, you guys are a great team, and it's unfortunate we didn't go past where we did, but to get to that last game and regionals was a tremendous feat, and you've heard me say that before. To win 6 in a row under those conditions was incredible, and all the parents, I'm sure, are very proud of you. In this book, you'll see that they've got the World Series analysis for all the games, and there's a brochure in here on the World Series that shows you the bracket. Kokomo got a bye down there, too. So, you know. Well, on the positive side, if we'd have gone, we'd have got the bye, because it was for our district. So, hopefully, the 11-year-olds, going to be 12-year-olds next year, maybe they'll get the bye. Come on up here, James. Good job, buddy. Get to the stats here. I'll tell you a little bit about what James did. He pitched 31 innings, only walked 12, struck out 62 in 31 innings. Can you believe that? That's 2 innings. He also led the team in walks, and if you all were here as 10-year-olds, you remember me always talking about how James had such a high on base percentage, but he always got the walks. Well, he did it again this time. James actually walked 21 times in 20 games, which is unbelievable, and still hit .325. Got a .546 on base average, James. Good job. Brian Hill. Come on up here, Brian. Woo! Brian pitched 26 innings, struck out 37. He was undefeated in All-Star play. He was 4-0, had a 2.07 ERA, which was the best ERA amongst our top 3 pitchers in the tournament. He was 3-0 in Vincennes. Batting, he hit .346. He must have been about 500 going into Vincennes. He had it kind of rough down there, but man, that game he pitched against Frankfurt's got to be one of the gems. I've never seen a game on this level pitched so efficiently. Brian, great job. Wow. These are not in any order, as you may have guessed. Kyle was our Kyle, I think, is our leading hitter. You know, it's a great feeling when you're standing on the third base coaching box and the first one goes out over the left field fence. You know, that happens several times. That feeling is just, you know, just turns everybody as a team on, and you know, it's a catalyst for so many. But the most incredible stat this year, I felt, was that Kyle scored in 18 out of 20 games. And we all know one game he didn't score in, right? Which was the last one. The only other game he didn't start because we were rotating people early against, I think it was, no, it was one of the Ohio teams. Like the third game, he was 1 for 1 but didn't score. So I kind of took it away from him that game, or he could have been 19 for 19 going into that one. Let's see, Kyle had hit 5 home runs, batted .490, had 16 walks, and 612 on base average. That's unbelievable. Great job, Kyle. So, got a great story about Josh, and I think a lot of you have already heard it. But it's in here. It's in here. That's true. It's in here. I think it was game 14. We were playing Michigan, and that night we had lost to Illinois the day before, and Josh and I are standing in the Hardee's line, and two priests come over in Jason's line, and I'm talking to Josh, and I said, Josh, you ought to go over and get them to bless our team. And, 9 out of 10 kids on the team would have just, ha ha ha, Coach, funny. But not Josh. He went over and started talking to him. And he walks over, and I'm just watching it, but I can't really hear what's going on. All of a sudden, Josh's head goes down, and moves on his throat. And the priest puts his hand on Josh's shoulder. And they say a prayer right there. And I went up to Josh, what do you think? He said, well, just wish the team would play to its potential or something to that effect. And 29-0. And I want to know where'd that priest go. We should have gone and found him. Because, we never repeated 29-0, not that we expected to, but, we could have used him there towards the end. But Josh threw it all, Josh is the only guy that hit the ball what I would call hard off of Josh Bailey. Or not Josh Carpenter. He's the only one to pull it. And Josh's batting average isn't that great. The job base percentage is good, right? He got better at looking at good pitches. And Josh was a very, very positive force throughout. And I even said to, I think his dad or somebody, he kind of took over almost as a leader on the team because of his positive attitude and the way he conducted himself. And I hope if I ever coach again, I have you on the team. All right, here we go. The way I'm always going to remember Zach is diving for that ball against South Lexington to his left. The score was 2-0. There was 2 out. Joey's pitching, and they got second and third in the first inning. And I'm thinking, this is going to be a tough ball game. Zach dives and catches the ball. We're in a visiting dugout. He throws the guy at first, and we get out of the inning. They don't get any runs. And what did you say coming across to me? You said, I love it, or something. But you made a comment, and it was a great play. It was a great play. It was a big league play. And of course, there we went. We got, 6 or 7 runs in the next inning, and we were really prepared for that game. Stats. Our whole infield did well, but our infield defense, came out a whole lot better than what I thought it would. And as a team, we fielded 9